Today I'm going to show you what's in my opinion the best external GPU and power supply that combines with it. Something that will give you way more performance than the OneXGPU and the OneXGPU 2 for less or the exact same cost and even less size. I have already opened the box previously to verify the contents. It comes in high quality packaging, not just being thrown into a cardboard box and here you go. Giving you the immediate first impression that this product has a very good quality. Different parts and accessories are individually packaged and nicely packaged. For the testing I will be using the OneXPlayer G1 with the OCuLink port, with the MSI RTX 5060 Shadow 2X 8GB. I was choosing this model because of its size. It's very short, the shortest I could find around here. I wanted to use the low profile 5060 but it's just impossible to find nearby me. And the prices are so high of that now that it's just not worth it. So let's take a look at this with much more details. We get here a compact single sheet user's manual that explains everything in very great details. There is also two other versions, a Thunderbolt 4 and a Thunderbolt 5 version, but they are each separate devices. They don't have one single device that combines all these, but you choose whichever you like the most. It also supports Lenovo's TGX and supports up to 330 watt power supply. On the other side you can see all the accessories that comes with the respective model you choose. There is a lot of information at first, but it's basically 99% plug and play. So let's see the rest of the box. We have here some accessories. I got here an 80 cm OCuLink cable, braided. Looks very good quality. I will definitely order a shorter and a slightly better quality. On the very bottom we have here a bag of screws that goes for all the accessories. I think it's the same size of screw. This bag contains the adapter, so let's take a look at that first. As I mentioned earlier, I already opened the box and the bags to make sure all the contents are present. First impression, it has a very strong build quality, feels very nice. It has a very small size. It has a considerable weight to it. The PCI Express slot is very solidly built into it. Then we have here the 8-pin 12V out for the GPUs. The orientation of the PCI Express slot is kind of confusing at first and very strange, but with the accessories it will make sense. I personally ordered it with the Lenovo Square port because I like the build quality of it. But if you already have at home a Dell power supply with the barrel plug, it's also available, you can order it with that type of plug. Now if you look close to here, there is a tiny little switch inside. That is to switch between normal OCuLink mode and Lenovo's TGX mode. Lenovo's TGX is a hot plugging solution, so you don't have to power down the laptop or PC before plugging in an OCuLink cable. There is a button on the top that is for synchronizing. Out of the box it comes configured to normal OCuLink mode, and that's what we are going to use. Here we can also find a tiny little fan. That is to cool down the built-in power delivery system that converts the 20V to 12V. It also has gallium nitride components. They say this fan can get a little noisy, but there is a lot of power going through the system. On the side here, curiously, we can see 4 screw holes, which is not in the user's manual. Maybe we can add some extra cooling fan there, I don't know. And now let's see the rest of the accessories. There is nothing left. First we got 2 accessory cable here. One is an 8-pin to 2 8-pin/6-pin GPU connector. And one 8-pin to this new 12-pin adapter. The 8-pin to 2 8-pin cable is kind of thick like that. Also the 8-pin to 12-pin is kind of thick. I really wish they would have released a cable that is just one 8-pin to another single 8-pin to reduce the cable mess. Because this 5060 and most of the cards that you can use in this adapter will not be exceeding so much power that you need so many connectors. And second, I have this accessory here. This is going to be the feet for the adapter. Like that it can vertically stand. There we have the 3 matching screw holes. And it's going to look something like this. And lastly we have here the support brackets for the video cards. One for low profile and one for standard size cards. Now let's install the feet with these included screws. That was easy. Now it's standing nicely as it should and very stable. Now let's install the GPU support bracket. It will cover nicely the area where the OCuLink port is. Feels nice, strong and very stable. I love the build quality of this adapter, it's very good. Now let's smash this GPU in that PCI Express slot. Nice and satisfying click. Now just screw that GPU on the support bracket. Now that it's finished, it's looking very nice. The adapter and the GPU is connecting strongly together. You can also see how nicely compact is it. Basically it's the same size as the G1, which makes it smaller than the OneXPlayer G1 GPU, the Radeon RX 7800 mobile chip. The desktop 5060 is about 30% faster than the 7800 mobile, for less power, less space, and of course significantly less price. It is standing 14 cm tall and 19.5 cm long. Now let's take a look at this beast of a power supply. It's in a very tiny box because the power supply is very tiny. I still wonder how could they manage to squeeze so much power into such a tiny little form factor. They even included a nice tiny little carrying pouch for that. Cable length is 180 cm. Also comes with this XT60 plug-based replaceable head system, so you can change to different type of outputs. Those different replaceable heads are also available from the store, but they are separate purchase. The dimensions are 80 by 80 by 30 mm, so 8 cm by 8 cm, it's very small. The weight is about 460 grams, slightly less than half kilo. It can handle power input between 90 volt and 265 volt, and it has a max output of 345 watt. And let's not forget about the built-in Type-C port that is a power out with a power delivery of up to 100 watts. Of course it's included in the 345 watt power budget. Here on the back of that box you have the supported voltages. Now let's connect all of this and fire this up. Now many of these expensive eGPUs comes with a lot of ports and also built-in M.2 SSD slot. So if you need those ports and the external SSD, you can just add one of these. I will leave a link down in the description. On one side of this we get two SD card readers, two USB 3 Type A ports and a Type C 3.1. And the other side we get an Ethernet port, an HDMI, another USB Type A 3.0, a Type C that connects to the PC, and another Type C that is also a power delivery of up to 100 watts. And with that, through that, I can also power the G1. And here under the hood there is an M.2 slot, right now with a 1TB SSD. And it is also very small and compact. Everything is ready to turn on. Let's see, nice. Everything is looking very nice so far. Now that we are in, let's install the NVIDIA drivers. The drivers are installing, that means the card is detected, so there is no problem. Nice, now it's going to take a while. Now the driver's installed correctly, let's download the GPU-Z and let's see if it's recognized in full glory. As I was checking it with GPU-Z, it turned out that it's recognizing the card, but not fully recognizing it, so was kind of strange at first. Then I noticed in the device manager that the 5060 is disabled by Windows. Then in the properties of the 5060 device status, Windows has stopped this device because it has reported problems. Code 43. First I thought that this was the end of the world, that the experiment didn't work, but code 43 basically means that Windows is not giving enough time for the GPU to respond. So I had to Google code 43, and surely immediately you will see the results and you will find out that this is a very common problem and someone already created a very nice and tiny little script for it to resolve this problem. And permanently, of course. So just go to the website. The first thing you will see how it's gonna look like after launching the script. And below that you can see the compatibility list. And the actual download link of this tiny little script is about 50 kilobytes. So just download this, unzip, run the script, and you are ready to play with your eGPU. And another note, just because you don't see your GPU adapter here in the list, it doesn't mean it's not gonna work, because mine also not here. It's basically a general problem with all kind of eGPU solutions with NVIDIA cards, so this will resolve definitely. If you have that code 43 problem, it will resolve it. So now let's run some Furmark. First with the integrated iGPU, the Radeon 890M, set at 30 watt. So is it starting up nice? As you can see, chip power is increasing and stable at 30 watt. Running at 33-34 FPS. This is as far as the iGPU can go with 30 watt. Now let's plug in the 5060 and repeat the same test with this one. And here we go. Yeah, immediately 153 FPS. And you can see the 5060 is at a stable 145 watt. Same exact settings. And remember, the 5060 is not connected to any external GPU, it's just directly plugged into the OCuLink port of the G1. So what can I say? This is a versatile and super portable solution. Instead of those gigantic 330 watt Dell and Lenovo charging bricks, you can just use this tiny 340 watt gallium nitride mini brick that runs both the G1 plus peripherals and even a 5070 fits in this power budget. Or a 5070 Ti if you power the G1 separately and still get a smaller footprint than other eGPUs, and it would work amazing with any OCuLink capable laptop or mini PC. I leave the links to all of these components in the description. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.